In 2009, I visited one of the 7 wonders of the world. The Grand Canyon was nearby too, so I stopped there since I was in the area. No, I'm talking about Bedrock City, Arizona. Opening in 1972, this was a park where the world of the Flintstones came alive. It was incredible. In 2017, I had the chance to go back, and the place was looking really run down by then. But we'll come back to that. Don't worry, we'll talk about this. Early 2019, I was reading the newspaper, checking out the funny Garfield comic strip for the day, when I saw some disturbing news. Bedrock City, Arizona was going to close. More specifically, they were going to tear down all the Flintstone stuff and replace it with the bird stuff, calling it Raptor Ranch. Later in 2019, I visited Bedrock City, Arizona for what I thought to be the last time. They were already in the process of taking things down. I bought the last piece of Flintstones merchandise they had, a magnet from 2009, which was the first year I ever visited the park. It was a fitting ending, and I walked away, knowing the next time I came here, it just wouldn't be the same. But then something amazing happened. They just never finished demolishing it. There was such a massive outcry from us Flintstones fans. The last time I visited, there were a ton of people there. When they closed for construction, people were climbing the walls to get into the park. They realized that people still love this place, and the Flintstones and birds would live together in harmony. So yeah, I got to go back to Bedrock City, Arizona, and I'm just gonna say it now, it's still fantastic. Today I want to talk about how the park used to be and just how much has changed under Raptor Ranch. The first thing I noticed when driving up were all the new signs. All the old Flintstone signage is gone and replaced with new bird signs. In all honesty, the old signs were in pretty rough shape, and they kept the most important one, being the giant Fred Flintstone welcoming you into the park. So this is a fine change. Anyway, what is Bedrock City, Arizona? Imagine an amusement park where they build these walk-through areas that make you feel part of another world. But it's a horrifying, desolate wasteland in the middle of nowhere, in a good way. Yeah, I adore this place. It's very run down, but that kinda adds to a lot of the charm. It simultaneously feels like a fun family attraction and a nightmare world at the same time. I love it so much. I will say this place is in much better shape now than it was in 2019. They actually went and repainted a lot of these old signs and faceboards. The last time I came here, these were miserable looking. Dino literally had no face in 2019. It's really nice to see them giving this place some much needed care. One of the best things about this place is the location. It is literally in the middle of nowhere. It really makes it feel like the Flintstones though. I can't imagine a better place for the park. Sadly, most of the statues are now gone. They used to have statues of the whole Flintstones cast around the park. These were removed when it was transitioning to Raptor Ranch. It's too bad, the statues were a nice addition, and honestly a lot of them were just really funny. It just doesn't really feel the same without the statues. There are still a few left. While absolutely terrifying, these Pebbles and Bam Bam statues are still in pretty good shape. But I can't say the same for the rest of them. This cat's a bit broken on the side. The dinosaur definitely needs a repaint. In 2019, the teacher was looking pretty rough, but it's gotten much worse. Bedrock City is a lawless land. Anything goes. Hold up, is that Kakashi? In my pictures from 2009, we can see what it looked like mostly graffiti-less. Yeah, most of this is just in the past decade. It really adds to the vibe though, I gotta say. They do have Flintstones cars around the park though, which is a must for any Flintstones themed attraction. The Flintstones car is the most iconic imagery from the show. Some of these just don't have steering wheels anymore or the wooden side is broken, but I still love them. Ever since I came here as a little kid, I've loved them. They're awesome. They also have this bike. That's pretty cool too. They actually recreated a bunch of the houses and buildings from the show, and these houses look really awesome too, from the outside. Awesome on the inside too, but it's obvious that this place has been around since the 70s and has been mostly unkept, let's just say that. Fred's house is missing a kitchen now, Barney's house is missing a bed, the police officer's house has a kitchen and a bed though, and it still has the most decorations that are intact. There's some other buildings too, there's the post office, the gas station, the general store that's been locked up. The jail was always fun. From all the vandalism, I don't think they use this place much. Police officer's probably too busy with his full kitchen and bedroom. Oh, and you can't forget the scary barbershop with the mannequin heads. This is a fun one. A lot of the decorations in the buildings were really cool too. So many neat props and unique artwork. and a lot of it isn't completely destroyed still. Most of it's still there. We gotta talk about the center of the park, the giant dinosaur slide. So fast that the staff has to warn us just how fast it is. The dino slide is awesome. Definitely a highlight of the park. The swings are a lot of fun too. These aren't Flintstones themed or anything. They're just swings, and swinging is fun. Not as much fun is the snake. Don't get me wrong, if you're a little kid who the snake is actually intended to have crawling through it, it's a blast. If you're an elderly person like me, not so much. Wait, this place is in the middle of nowhere. There might be actual snakes inside of this thing. As much as I complained about my back though, the snake's awesome. It wouldn't be Bedrock City without crawling through a giant snake. Oh, and then there's the tracks. There used to be this little train that went through the volcano and in a circle out here. Sadly, the train is long gone, but you can still go inside the volcano. There actually used to be glass preventing you from walking in here, but there's just not anymore. You can walk right in. Awesome! There's a restaurant here too, Fred's Diner. I went here as a kid, but I haven't been back since. I don't trust Flintstones food. I did get some Pringles from a gas station across the street though, those were pretty good. But all of this stuff's been there forever. What new stuff does Raptor Ranch bring to the table? Find out after these messages.
We will return to the Flintstones on Boomerang from Cartoon Network. We now return to the Flintstones on Boomerang from Cartoon Network.
We've talked about all the stuff that's been at Bedrock for years, but what new stuff does Raptor Ranch bring to the table? Birds. I don't claim to be a bird expert, but I do wish the birds maybe had a little more space. They do flight demonstrations daily, so they don't keep them in there all day, but during the winter they don't do demonstrations, so I don't know if they go out. Like I said, I'm not a bird expert or anything, I just want the funny Flintstones birds to be happy. They used to have a goat here at the park, the Goatosaurus. The goat was gone last time I visited, and now they have a funny bird in there named Stinky, which, gotta say, pretty excellent name for a bird. They used to have a theater here as well, where they would play episodes of the Flintstones, which was awesome. When I came in 2017, it was a no-input screen, and in 2019, it was a pitch-black room. Now, outside the theater is where they do flight demonstrations. Maybe I'll visit again sometime and watch a bird show. While I'm not big on birds eating dead things, the idea of birds flying around Bedrock City and landing on houses sounds very cool. Look at Stinky running! I guess they actually do a lot of bird rehabilitation and conservation, which is great. Good job, the Flintstones. Bedrock City, Arizona is a pretty awesome place. When I was a kid, I loved it because it felt like walking through the show. The whole park used to be so colorful, it used to have grass. Now, I still love Bedrock, but for very different reasons. It's incredibly run down and unsettling, but that just adds to the fun. And it is nice seeing some effort going into preserving this place. And I hope they continue to renovate and fix it up. Or not, because honestly it's really funny as is. Believe me, if I could live here, I would. This place is awesome. I really thought it was over. I thought Bedrock City was done, that a national landmark was just going to disappear. I'm so happy that it's still around and has funny birds in it now. That's awesome. Anyway, yabba dabba do you for watching. Go watch the Flintstones movie, the one with John Goodman in it. Pretty good movie.